big match, man, because you're gonna be on the other side of Larratt as well, and we know this is a big one, and we know that you're pretty new in the sport, and you got your hands full, man, with Auden, bro. Auden is sizing up very quickly, progressing like unreal. So, what's your thoughts, bro? What is your percentage in your head of you coming home with the win that day?
Dude, if you want me to be honest, I would say it's 50-50. I wish I could, people probably want me to come out and say I'm gonna fucking kill him. But the truth is he is more experienced than me and he knows how to manipulate the setup. And I've been talking to many people as to how he's going to manipulate the setup and what I need to do to avoid that. So I feel pretty well prepared in that regard, but it's still going to be a big task. The setup is probably the biggest part, I would say. And it's going to take a lot of confrontation from me to even out that setup discrepancy. But in terms of my arm wrestling specific lifts, which, those are only so important, mine are significantly higher than his. Matter of fact, I got my setup right there, man.
Oh, nice. Hell
Who
yeah.
wants to see a pronation single? Let's set a new PR, huh?
Hell yeah, bro. Let's see it, man.
Let's do did 105 yesterday. So I'll be nice about it. I'll just throw on a 2.5. All right, we'll do 107.5 right here. This is gonna be real nice and easy.
Oh, well, one problem, bro, with you being an arm wrestler, man. Your legs are too fucking jacked, bro. Like, what's up with that, man? You got to skip leg day
It's
if you
so
want to
that
be a true arm wrestler.
have to post against the table and push my leg against it, I got some strong fucking legs to put on there.
You
But
ain't
what's this
playing,
gonna
bro. You
be?
got some serious wheels right there.
All right, this is gonna be this is my pronation strap right here.
Nice.
Giving it to you guys live. If I fail this, you gotta fucking delete this video,
You
Paul.
got motivation now, man. You got this. You got
Yeah,
this.
I gotta
Nobody
get this
watch
shit.
until he gets it.
This is the
All
first
right.
time on the Arm Wrestling Buzz Show, man. We got an active lift going here. So let's everybody click the thumbs up for this one.
107.5, wrist
Let's
kick
go.
back,
Hell
rise.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Lightweight, get it?
Oh, that's so easy. I could hold it here all day, Paul.
Wow.
What do you got to say to Auden right now, baby?
I could do fucking curls with that. That's
Wow.
like, come on. Auden.
Auden, if you're
You know
watching,
what? I'm gonna have
brother.
to reconsider the 50-50, man. I think it's
Uh-oh.
more like 90-10.
He's
I mean,
feeling spicy.
that was so
feeling it.
easy. You might want to go take a look at that 2022 match your dad had with Levon, see what happened in round two. You don't want that to happen to you, man.
Big words. Love it.
You
Love
you
it,
made
man.
that look easy, man.
Yeah.
For real. So what I want to know, brother, is what is table time looking? And then how many times have you competed before? Have you had the tournament experience in competitions?
Yeah, so table time. Up until I got this match announcement, I would say I probably had only been to like maybe 8 practices in my life. And since I got the announcement, I've been to more than that. Like I've probably been to like 8 or 9 in the 2-month span since, or 6-week, whatever it's been since I got the match announcement. So
Wow.
I've been pulling a lot. I've been doing my daily singles. I've been doing my rehab work. My lift progression, or my not my lift progression, but my I guess workout style is very similar to what Devin and Auden do, but I also incorporate some heavy, higher rep arm wrestling specific workouts into it. So Devin and Auden, they basically just do heavy singles, light rehab volume, and table time. I do those 3 as well, but also twice a week I do more almost like powerlifter style workouts where I'm doing heavy sets of anywhere from like 10 to 20 and actually reaching near failure. And I feel like that's good for muscle growth. Because I know it's not a bodybuilding competition, but at the end of the day, a bigger muscle has more potential for strength than a smaller muscle does. So I'm trying to not only put on strength, but also put on more size that can become strong.
And
So
how is it as far as your attendance and all? Are you really sore after practice? Like, how many days of pain are you feeling after practice? I'm just trying to see where you're at as far as, when you first begin that first year, usually you got tendon pain for, 3 to 4 days after practice. Are you experienced that now?
you remember what it was like? Because you bodybuild, obviously, from the looks of you, you're still into it. Do you remember when you first started pulling on the table, how it felt to bench press the day after?
Oh my
Couldn't do
God.
it.
Yeah, toothache, man.
Dude, last time I went to table practice, I hit a bench PR the day after. And I pulled for 2 hours, mainly right arm. And I wasn't going easy on myself. I was going up against there was one guy there who, when I first joined Mendy's gym, he beat me. Not convincingly, but he beat me. And then this time I was just basically playing with him. And I don't say that like egotistical, anything like that. I'm just saying that's a marker of my progression. That someone with long levers, this guy's like 6'2", long limbs, big hands, thick hands, and he top rolled me last time. And this time I let him hit every time. I was pushing his hand up my hand to give him higher webbing. And I said, go ahead. And he would put everything into a top roll, and I just contained it and then top rolled him. So
Do we have a
literally,
name of this guy? Do you want to say his name so we could kind of
I would, but I don't
have to?
actually know his name. Um, I don't think he's as experienced as Auden. I don't want to say he's on the same level as Auden or anything like that. I'm just saying this guy beat me a few months ago, and it was way different this time around. I'm trying to go against guys that have longer levers, and I'm always giving myself the buckle, and I'm always giving them a higher hand, and I'm not even fighting for setup because I want to be comfortable in that position. Now, obviously, when I actually do the match with Auden, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to get every millimeter of position that I can get. So it's almost like training with one of those oxygen deprivation masks on, and then when you actually do the competition, you take it off and you feel like fucking Superman.
Like training in Colorado, man. That's what I used to do. We go train in Colorado,
Yeah,
mile high up, and then you go somewhere else, and it's like you could do double everything you did in Colorado.
exactly. Yeah.
The other
You
thing that I
know,
would give you a tip on is take off the pad, the elbow pad on your side when you're arm wrestling, because it's going to
Mhm.
give the other guy another 2, 3 inches of height. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what you're going to be dealing with Auden. So, when I would be training with my coach, Bob Brown, if I was ever getting ready for a taller opponent, we'd always get rid of my pad and I'd have to deal with that long lever and all that. So that's
That's a good idea. I hadn't even thought of that.
we
Yeah.
got a super chat in from Metal365 for $5. He says, Metal be upon ye. Let's get the buzz. Thank you for that, Metal. Appreciate that, bro. And yeah, bro, I'm really looking forward to this, man. This is gonna be a good one. You're obviously, jacked fitness guy, powerlifting background. And Auden, man, he's got that tall, long levered body and all, and really arm wrestling, you know, genetics. So it's going to be real good to see if you can overcome him with the strength and even though he's got the experience on his side and all, but I'm really curious to see how this all plays out. Now the only thing is what is Auden weighing, man? Because I know at the last match I think he was up to 214, and whenever I see any videos going out there, it looks like he is just eating everything in sight. So do you have any idea what he's going to be coming in that day at? And is there a weight cap or anything?
There's no weight cap. Um, I don't think he would have taken the match if I'd done a weight cap because he's so intent on getting just big by any means necessary. I've been there before. I was dirty bulking after my surgery. After I was back in the gym, I was like, oh my God, I got to get all my gains back. So I was blending up Oreos and brownies and mass gainer. I was doing everything. So we actually had a pretty long conversation on DMs. I like Auden, by the way. Like, I just wanted to put that out there. I got nothing but respect for Auden. And I actually wanted to head up to Ottawa. They live there, right? Ottawa.
I believe it's right in that area because that's the high hookers. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna head up there. I was gonna film some YouTube videos, get some practice in with him and Milo and Devin, and go to the Ottawa High Hookers. And then we got this match. So obviously I'm not gonna be practice pulling him, but yeah, I mean, me and Auden talk here and there, and he said he's like, oh, I've hit a weight plateau. I probably won't come in heavier than think he said 220. I think that might be he might be telling the truth, or it might be a little bit of manipulation. What I'm expecting is that he comes in around 230.
That's I
Now,
was just about to say that. You just read my mind, bro.
Wow.
yeah,
230.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
man, bro, you see how he's eating? You see the meals he's
he
putting
had a
on?
fucking 6,000 calorie breakfast, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he ain't
what's up
playing,
with
man.
that, man? So, so I'm probably not going to come in, and this is me being honest, I'm probably not going to come in much heavier than I am now. Probably going to be around 210. I could try to like dirty bulk my way up, but I have to consider my health as well. And I have to consider bodybuilding as well. And if I just get fat for the match, just because I want to see a bigger number on the scale, I don't think it's going to do any favors for my endurance. I have pretty good endurance right now, but if I were to come in with an extra 10 pounds of fluff, it might not be as good. And I just don't think it would help my strength that much. So I'm still eating, I'm still trying to eat a lot, but I'm clean. I'm eating much cleaner now. I'm not doing all the blending of pastries and whatnot. So yeah, I think there's going to be a weight difference, probably 20 pounds.
When is the match?
June 15th.
June 15th, and that's going down in Florida over at the FAL, which is Chance Shaw and them. They got the East versus West big super match series
Yeah.
going down. Shout
Yeah.
out to Chance Shaw and the FAL doing big things over there. And
Yeah.
I got to ask you this, man. So, what is your strength, bro? Like, what is the best thing for that translates to the table for you? Is it your hand strength? Is it your arm strength? Like, what do you think is your strength in arm wrestling?
Well, I was a gymnast from the age of 4 to 12. And I think that did me a lot of favors with athletics in general.
I got to stop you right there, bro. That is the biggest translation for arm wrestling, I believe, bro, because your hands, your tendons, and at the age of 4 to 12, I mean, everything is just developing then. So you training your tendons that young is gonna really, really make you progress very quickly. I know a bunch of other guys that came from that gymnast background, and they are just killers on the table. One of those guys is Austin Jennings out of Texas, which I think he's in the Houston area. You might know Austin. He's a
Yeah, no, I know him. I know him. Yeah.
he was a gymnast. He's a lightweight guy, and I think the other guy is Damon Schlosser from the East Coast. I think he's another one. I think he's in around that 176 class, and I believe he's got the gymnast background, and he just murders everybody. So yeah, that definitely translates great over to arm wrestling. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming you got a very strong hand, and also because gymnast and powerlifting together, so your hands got to be pretty developed and all.
Yeah. And it looks like, it might look like I have a bit of a small hand, but I actually don't. I just have very thick kind of thumb pads and just very thick hands. I think the hand span from here to here is 9.5 inches. So it's not like huge, but it's, decent. And then from here up to here is about 8. So I do have pretty strong hands. Gymnastics, I think the tendon strength thing you said couldn't be more true. If you ever just look at like a Maltese or an Iron Cross on rings, you guys know what an Iron Cross is. That's like straight up lat strength and tendon strength. And yeah, I just think for anyone out there who's got young kids, I would suggest you put them into gymnastics and see if they like it, because anything they want to do in the athletic realm when they get older, they're going to have a big head start. So yeah, I think my strength in extended positions, such as a king's move, or just anything where my arm's opening up, for other people, that might be kind of a death sentence because it's like, oh, I'm not super tight anymore. But I'm actually quite comfortable in those positions because a lot of gymnastics is going from a fully outstretched position, fully locked, to do it, such as like a strict muscle up. We would do those over and over for our conditioning segments of our gymnastics workouts. And you're going from like fully elongated muscles to, shortening them. So I have a strong King's move because of that. And I just think overall, being in tune with my body and knowing lanes comes a little bit easier because you learn that when you do gymnastics.
You have a
I also
strong press as well. I've seen your press. You're very powerful in that position.
Yes. And I don't know if that's from powerlifting or what, but I never had to train it. I never had to really learn it. That's actually what and Paul, you asked earlier, and I kind of went off on a rant. I've been ranting this whole podcast. Sorry, guys. But
Go for it.
we're loving it, bro. This is all
Yeah.
great info, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
good. You asked me if I've ever done a competition. I've done one. I did it was a big Texas
The TAL event you did back like a year ago or something like that, right?
yes, that's right. Yeah. And it was pretty big. I mean, a lot of people showed up, and it's it's at a bar because it's one of these arm wrestling events, and the bar is just fucking like people are like bleeding out the edges because there's so many people in there. And I did left arm amateur and pro, and then right arm I just did amateur because Dan, is it Mosier or Mosier?
Dan Mosier, yeah.
Dan Mosier, he was there, and I was about to do pros, and I just saw him just destroying everyone.
Yeah.
And I dropped out of pros. I'm like, I don't want any part of that, bro. So yeah.
That's
so
the event where you won both amateurs, correct?
yeah, I won
Yeah.
left, right arm amateur in the 198 class. And then I got third place in the pro division on left. And I didn't do right pros. So yeah, it was fun. It was a ton of fun. But the way these events work, you guys probably know, is they'll start pros at the highest weight class and work their way down, and they'll start amateurs at the lowest weight class and work their way up. Guess what's right in the middle? 198. So they had these two tables, one for amateurs, one for pros, and I'm doing left arm, and it's gotten to the point where both amateurs and pros are going at the same time. So at first I'm supinating and pressing people like this over the top and getting on their pronator, where I'm a little bit stronger doing that than flop pressing. But then my wrist just, I'm literally going back and forth between tables. And even the announcer said, James, I'm sorry to do this to you, but we got to get you over on the other table. You got another minute. So I'm just going back and forth, getting super pumped up. And at that point, my wrist is like gone. So I'm just flopping everyone. Yeah, it wasn't the most like technically advanced performance I could have put on because I didn't really know that much at that point. And I also knew that pressing is my lane. So I just kind of like freaked out and just said, okay, I'm just going to press everyone. Going back, I almost wish I could have treated it more as a learning experience and tried different lanes against different people. But that's fine. That's all in the past. So
Are you practicing ready goes in your practices now?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that your majority that you're making that the priority right now?
Against people that are close to my level of strength, yeah. Against people who are not on my level but are still strong, it's like when I do a ready go, there's no point in flash pinning a bunch of people that are not on my level. So I let them have basically everything, and then I let them work as much as I can. And I just practice different lanes, practice just kind of feeling it out, feeling what feels strong, where they feel strong, how to get out of it. And I don't really ever pin them even. We just kind of, I let them go and go and go until I get tired. And then that's it. Against people who are close to my level of strength, I do that as well, but I also practice ready goes, especially with people who have long arms.
I would like to see you make that your priority now, bro. Like every practice, 90% of that practice should be ready goes. You're at that point where that's what you need to master right now. You only got limited time to June, and I think that's going to be your key, bro. Is all on the setup and those ready goes, and that's make that the priority. And the other thing is, bro, I got a little something going on in my forearm right now. But I want to get that worked out ASAP. I'm hitting recovery every day. And as soon as I get that worked out, and we even want to get you coming up here. We're up in North Cal. That's me and Israel. And we got a strong team up here. We could help you guys, help you get ready and work the ready goes with you. Or I could also shoot down I think you're over in LA, you were saying?
Yes.
And maybe I could shoot down there and we could help you out also. So we're here, bro. We want to get involved and definitely help you out getting ready and all. And maybe
For
we
sure.
get something out. Israel, maybe we get some going. Maybe like next 2-3 weeks. We're just dependent on my arm. I just got to get my arm back. But as soon
Yep.
as I'm back over on the West Coast, we'll stay in touch with James and we'll see if we
Hell
can.
yeah, man. That would be awesome, man. James, I've followed you for a while. I'm of a similar age of you, and I've been following you for a while, so I've been keeping up with your bodybuilding and everything. But when you got into arm wrestling, man, I was excited, and I see you picking up, you were practicing with Bowen, you were practicing with Larry, so you're practicing with you were with Chance too, right? I mean, seeing you involved like that is crazy, and seeing you pull these guys, I can tell you're strong, man. Like, I don't think the strength gap is going to be big between you and Auden. If anything, I really believe you're going to be the stronger man. So you
I know I'm going
focusing
to be the
on,
stronger guy.
yeah, yeah. So you
Just going
you
to be more
focusing on
experienced.
exactly, exactly. So I think you focusing on those ready goes and getting out of bad situations is going to be the best thing for you because strength you don't need anymore, man.
Yeah, I know
Well,
Ryan was
more
surprised when
always helps.
Yeah,
yeah, I know Ryan was surprised when you went up and trained with him
yeah.
in Queensland. I was with him the weekend prior, and he said, "Oh, I've got this YouTube fitness guy who's coming down, and we're gonna do." He said, "Yeah, he's got a big following. This will be great. You know, he looks great." And then when I spoke to him after you'd had your session, I was like, "How'd you go with James?" He goes, "He is strong. He is a lot stronger than he should be." So yeah,
That's
and you've got
good, dude.
something there.
Ryan's such a fucking cool guy. Like the whole time I was there, he didn't make me feel like stupid or anything like that. Wasn't judgmental at all, and really made me feel like I would say Ryan definitely amplified my love for arm wrestling because he made me feel like I had a future in it and that I was actually good on the table. And it was congratulatory when I was not able to pin him. I was only able to pin him when he let me get my shoulder over and press him down. But yeah, that was a super fun time. Lachlan as well. Both really friendly guys. So um that was I was around 180 pounds when I pulled Ryan.
Wow.
180, and
Wow.
I had been injured in my leg region, and I had not been training as hard in the gym just because I'd been injured, and I kind of, you get a little depressed when you get injured, and you just kind of fucking can't muster up the energy to train as hard. So I'm 30 pounds heavier now, and I've been training arm wrestling specifically, and I just think that I'm going to come in very good. I know that people are saying this is another stupid celebrity match and Auden is just going to completely wash me, and maybe he will. He might just flash pin me 6 times. I hope he doesn't. I hope that if I lose, at least it's a battle, like 3-2 or something. That would be great. That would be like a kind of a victory in my book to at least put on a good show. But obviously I'm trying to win. But yeah, I really do think that I'm going to surprise people because all they do is they look at me, they see the big legs, they see the bodybuilder physique, and they're like, this is just another fucking bodybuilder. What's he doing? What's he doing arm wrestling? Yeah,
I
I
hope you
think
surprise a
I'm
few
going to
people.
surprise some people.